Welcome to PharmaPulse, our new podcast hosted by Reuters Events, where we decode the latest trends in the pharma industry. My name is Charlotte Bastianse, your host, and joining us today is Sonny Shergill, Vice President of Commercial Digital Health at AstraZeneca. Welcome, Sonny.
Hi, Charlotte. Thanks for having me on today.
We're going to be speaking about the growth of digital and digital health within the pharma industry and how we can unlock value from data and advanced analytics. Before we get started, Sonny, it would be great to tell us a bit more about yourself and your role.
Thanks, Charlotte. So thanks for having me on today. My name's Sonny. I lead the commercial digital health team here at AstraZeneca across all therapy areas and markets. Our goal, or the team's goal, is to really amplify our science at AstraZeneca with commercial digital health to really reimagine healthcare delivery and patient outcomes, right? And to do this, we focus on three core areas: digital engagement, AI, machine learning, advanced analytics, and then digital health programs that optimize the treatment pathway. I've got a team of amazing people across multiple sites, spanning from US, UK, Europe, and India. And I'm originally a biochemist, but in my career, I've worked across multiple commercial leadership roles in the UK, in France, Australia, and now the US. Really managing a multitude of brands and teams across a broad range of therapy areas.
Great, Sonny. Thank you so much for the introduction, and it's a pleasure to have you on this podcast. We recently heard from the senior executive team at AstraZeneca about the ambition to achieve $80 billion in revenue by 2030, which is very exciting to hear about. How does digital and digital health feature in this goal?
Well, we've set ourselves this really bold ambition, and it's going to be achieved through growth of our existing portfolio of medicines across oncology, biopharmaceuticals, and rare disease, plus the expected launch of 20 new molecular entities by 2030. And importantly, continued investment in transformative new technology and digital platforms is going to underpin this growth and really help us shape the future of medicine. We use digital technology in everything we do, from developing the insights we need to develop and deliver strategy, connecting and communicating our science to our customers, and importantly, providing patients and their health providers with the right tools and technology to ensure that care is delivered earlier with precision, and so leading to better outcomes. And we've got four clear strategic priorities that continue to drive this and continue to drive the ambition: science and innovation, growth and therapy area leadership, leveraging our global footprint at AstraZeneca, and sustainability, all of which got a really strong digital foundation.
That's great to hear. Thank you, Sonny, for sharing these strategic priorities that are really driving growth at AstraZeneca. Can you speak to examples of how digital and technology feature in these four strategic pillars?
Yeah, for sure. We've got lots of examples, but let me call out a few of them based on these four pillars. So in terms of science innovation, we're using digital health and data science, AI, and computational pathology to transform what we do in R&D. This leads to faster development, better decisions, and ultimately a higher probability of success. For instance, we use AI to help us deduce the best ways to make a molecule in the shortest amount of time. 70% of our oncology R&D products actually use this technology already. In clinical trials, we're combining digital pathology and big data with AI to enhance patient selection and allow for treatment to be more targeted to those who are going to benefit the most. In terms of growth and TA leadership, over the past 3 years, we've built our own in-house AI insights platform. We call it the AZ Brain. And we use this to really drive commercial insights and engagement through dynamic targeting, next action models, prediction of unmet need. And really, this is delivered through a leading omnichannel model, an approach that's driving better personalization, greater personalization for customer engagement as well. From a global perspective, we're really fortunate to have a very well-balanced footprint at AstraZeneca. It allows us to scale innovation across markets, as well as importantly, learn from a broad range of markets as well. We're currently learning a lot from our colleagues across lots of markets. For instance, work being done in the US, leveraging AI and EMR systems. We're trying to take that to other markets. Work being done in Europe around remote monitoring solutions. And in China, how fast you can scale innovation solutions to patients and health systems as well. And then lastly, let's touch on sustainability, right? Folks tend to think of this as smart factories, net zero facilities, EV cars. It is this, but it's much more. We view sustainability as how to help really build a healthier future for people, society, and the planet. And we look across it 3 lenses to do this. protecting the environment, driving better, earlier access to healthcare, and most importantly as well, ethics and transparency. And digital solutions and technology help us tackle these challenges. For example, driving earlier screening and diagnosis of disease using AI, making clinical development faster, more effective, more inclusive using the power of the data we have, and powering our sites with clean heat, and actually even measuring the carbon footprint of our clinical trials. And then lastly, supporting remote care, keeping patients out of the hospital or out of the clinic so they can access care when and where they happen to be, is good for the patient, but it's also good for the environment as well. So digital technology is a foundational component to all of this.
Sonny, thank you so much for distilling those insights and sharing a bit about how AstraZeneca is approaching that growth with patients and planet in mind. It's really fascinating to hear about. You mentioned data and AI, two big words that excite everybody. I'm sure everybody very keen to understand, the role that AI plays in improving our ability to reach these targets and how data can really enhance the insights that we're looking for. In your view, what role does data play in all of this, and how does AI and advanced analytics help?
That's great. And I'm just as excited, but we moved very early at AstraZeneca to really start to bring this capability in-house, and data is really the core of our team. It's the foundation we build everything on, and we spend a lot of time developing quality, governance, and access to our core data sets. At AZ, I think we believe in the power of data and its potential to streamline and fuel strategic thinking, and we're making strides towards integrating data into every aspect of decision making. This is evidenced by us, developing and honing our commercial in-house analytics platform that we call the AZ Brain. It's really central to strategy and execution. We're innovating with multimodal data sets and key partners to try and predict patient outcomes to various regimens, and then reading that back into the health system and how care is planned and delivered. We're now leveraging large language models in our tech stacks as well. So whilst we're leading in many areas, it's constantly evolving in terms of an arena, and we need to continue to invest time and resources into it. In terms of AI and advanced analytics, we're now actually building more large language model capabilities into this core analytics platform, and really with a focus of delivering across a range of needs, right? From content production, insight, search and synthesis, and then trying to automate some of our core standard processes like dossier productions and content review. There's a lot more to come on this as the technology evolves. We've all been watching Gen AI evolve, in great strides over the last year. And as we move from discovery and experimentation to scale, we're learning a lot as well about the technology.
I think it's really fascinating to hear that there's definitely a momentum that's building now, and it will be great to follow along the journey of how organizations like AstraZeneca are really harnessing that momentum and turning that into something really powerful. But to look more broadly at the healthcare environment, which is certainly a complex one, and many other stakeholders are involved alongside pharma, where and how do you see effective partnerships playing a role in the digital space?
Yeah, it's a really great question. So as we see like the provision of healthcare and medicines themselves evolve, things are getting more complex to manage. Healthcare decisions are very rarely made by one stakeholder anymore. There are multiple players in the ecosystem, and we see a rise in the use of more complex and combined regimens as well. And it really reflects the greater opportunity to personalize health. So as a biopharma company and in the digital space, we effectively, partnering is the core to our strategy here, and we collaborate with partners at the forefront of digital innovation. Maybe we can use the patient journey as a frame to give some examples, right? So if you go in the early screening and diagnostic space, we're leveraging the latest AI solutions to detect and treat cancer earlier. For example, in lung cancer, we've got several partnerships across the globe that use AI to analyze data from X-rays or CT scan images to spot early signs of lung cancer, which is unfortunately often caught late today. And we're also partnering to apply AI in searching electronic medical health record systems to help physicians predict risk and identify these early markers of disease. So that's early stage. So once patients have been screened and diagnosed, next step is to really ensure that they receive the right care and really guideline mandated care. So in addition to this multimodal data partnerships I spoke about a little bit earlier, we're using digital platforms to work with the best centers of excellence across the world to codify and disseminate what that best practice looks like, such as multidisciplinary care delivery in lung, HCC, breast cancer, and other therapy areas as well. This network's growing really fast, and it was a program which, as I said, started in lung cancer, but it's been scaled to other therapy areas as well. And so it's really exciting in terms of making sure that where treatment is optimized, that knowledge is shared really well, and we use digital to do that. And then we see great value in digital interventions to support optimal care pathways for patients. In this space, we've got some great partnerships for remote patient monitoring, as well as our in-house platforms as well, connecting patients with education, support, and their healthcare team remotely in their own time and convenience. And then lastly, we leverage our analytics platform to identify patient types, location, health systems where an opportunity to address health inequity is. That precision that analytics affords us allows us to direct the right support or provide that healthcare ecosystem with the right information, allowing them to address drivers of these gaps in care. Now, no one company or individual can do this alone, so developing trusting partnerships built on a really common mission is the key here.
Sonny, thank you so much for your insights. It's been wonderful to hear about the growth ambitions that AstraZeneca is setting for itself and how you're aiming to get there. And just to touch upon what you've just basically mentioned, no pharma company can get there on their own. There's so much growth and potential that's happening in the interest of patients, in the interest of improved healthcare. And it's so important to spotlight where the successes are happening and the key partners who are involved in really driving that forward. But that is a wrap for today's episode of the PharmaPulse podcast. Thank you so much, Sonny, for your valuable insights today. We'd love for you to engage and share your thoughts on the topic that we've discussed today. So please do subscribe, rate, and share your comments below. If you'd like to hear more from Sonny on Pharma's journey towards a digital and data-led future, then please be sure to join us at Pharma Customer Engagement USA this October in Philadelphia. Sonny will be joining us as a speaker and sharing a presentation. Bye for now, and tune in again soon. Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you.
Views expressed in this podcast are those of individuals being interviewed and do not reflect any company, parent company, or affiliates they represent.